Well, we welcome you today once again to the channel. They are trying to cause me or help me to be better on camera, so we'll just see how that works out.
And in today's video, we're going to finish up our Glacier time and just give you a little bit more information about some things that we did while we were there other than riding the motorcycle. There were a lot of fun things that we did with some of our friends. We are Rickey and Denise. We sold everything in 2020 and hit the road to RV full time. We travel in our Freightliner M2 truck, pulling our DRV JX 450 full house that hauls our 2020 Harley Tri-Glide. We invite you to travel along with us as we are soaring together. But first, we're going to tell you a little bit about the park where we stayed. We stayed at North American RV Park, which is just 5 minutes from the west entrance of Glacier.
Right. We stayed right in front of most of the workers. We didn't meet them all, but we did meet two couples that we would definitely like to recognize and acknowledge.
Ted and Peg.
Ted and Peg. They also have a ministry, which we got to talk about some. I was very excited about that. And Bob and Lisa.
My wife Denise and I'm
Glad to meet you.
You too.
I'm from Tennessee, they're from New Jersey, and they're from
Alaska.
Alaska.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, we're from Arizona. So we're here for the summer. Work in the park.
Work in the park.
So you're work camping or whatever?
Yeah, we're camping.
Okay.
They don't work me too hard, 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah, for 4 hours.
This fuel stays up, I'm going to have to do something too.
And I would like to say this about Miss Lisa. Last time we came back, we got, I got in the wrong site, but somebody told me the wrong number. Anyway.
We had met Joe and Anna there.
I don't think it was, but
so we actually took the site that gave them shade from our rig in the afternoon.
You can make it sound however you want to, but anyway, we chose to stay a little longer, and the fact that so Lisa had to go back and rearrange some things. Actually, she rearranged some things for us to be beside one another to start with.
Yeah.
So we
really appreciate
yes,
Lisa.
We're very, very
for
thankful
us.
for that. And there again, we just enjoyed the time that we had there.
And there at the park, they do have several amenities. They have the glamping tents and a few cabins.
Yeah.
And then the park is a good sized park. The side that we stayed on was closer to the office building.
Right.
And then they have some sites that are further on into the wooded area, which are more...
A little more rustic.
Rustic camping, yeah. But anyway, we had a good time, and that was our second time there when we met Joe and Anna, because we had, the first time we were there with Paul and Kenita and Don and Kathy. And as you all know, you've seen in our previous videos, we were not able to go into the Sun Road because it was closed due to a late snowfall. So we went on further across Montana and came back to Glacier. And but going back to the park, I got sidetracked there. They do have some of the other amenities. Of course, you know, every RV park generally has a dog park. They have a small store, and there's also a general store there that's on the property. And at the general store, they rent kayaks and canoes and electric bicycles, and just some things that you want to do for fun while you're there.
Right. And a lot of people do rent the bikes just about every day.
We met one couple that had rented them because they were interested in maybe purchasing some bikes, but they wanted to try them out first. So that's a good idea if you're... We don't have electric bikes. if you're interested in purchasing e-bikes, a good thing to do would be is rent some to see how you're going to like them.
Yeah, I mean, on that
if they
same
would work
note,
for
you
you.
can go on YouTube and find anything. There's all kinds of reviews. So, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but I like to set my butt down on something before I
Well,
make the decision to buy it.
we'll just pass on from that.
Okay. And another amenity, not really amenity, but some parks will not let you
Yeah,
wash your
right.
rig there at their park, and some do. So we always ask because we like to wash our own rig, and
Most
so-
especially if you've been with Don. If he gets a speck of dirt on and he's having a conniption fit.
we choose not to go through the big blue beacons. And
Well, yeah. But
as long as we're able, we'll clean it ourselves.
yeah, as long as we're
But here at North American
American.
RV Park, they do allow you.
they
to
do
water
allow
the
you,
rig.
and in kind of some ways, kind of encourage you because they figured it.
That's a little extra water hitting their grass.
Yeah, for the grass.
Yeah.
But that if you do care, some people don't do their own, Just like the park that we're in right now, that's a whole nother topic. You can have your rig washed, but
By an outside.
by an outside company.
Because that outside company brings their own
They
water.
bring their own water. And, especially as dry as the areas are around here, I totally understand that and get it. So,
And, some places have to pay more for water than other places. So,
Yeah.
But,
I guess we're getting off the beaten path here, but that's, for RVers, that is something. Most people do try to keep their rigs up, and
and that was some good social time for you and Don.
uh,
They washed Don and Kathy's entire rig, and it's big.
yeah. Well, and I can just hear him laughing now. He was spraying and I was washing. I got the top part, and the part that is the lowest I didn't get. Obviously, everybody knows this, I'm short, so he just hee-hawed laughing because I got the upper part, but I didn't get the lower part. So, hey, it is what it is.
And we went back and
Yeah.
wiped all the places.
Yeah.
Went to the Hungry Horse Dam,
Yes, we did. With Don and Kathy and
Paul and Kanita, and the water was really flowing in the dam when we went up there because of all the flood waters that they had, and they even had some of the overflow shooting out of the dam, which was very interesting.
control the level of the lake. They have that much water coming in right now that they have all that wide open instead of just going through the power generation. Everything right over here is power generation coming out. This is overflow, the spillway of sorts.
Yeah. So it looks like they're releasing it full speed.
Yeah.
So right now we are at the Hungry Horse Dam. So anyway, the dam is running full speed, pushing a lot of water through it. Very pretty up here too. You can see behind me, you can see the snow behind me on top of the mountains.
See this thing here?
Yeah.
That, if the water comes up another, we'll say 18 inches or whatever, will flow right down in to help control the level. Right now they have gates open someplace in the dam, maybe even in that down below. And that's what you see out there blowing out. But if the water came up, we'll say another 2 feet, it would go over the top and down.
And where does it come out at?
Down there someplace.
Paul also went back and took a tour of the dam. But he come back and told me some stuff that I thought was very interesting. They didn't build the dam, according to the guide, for the electricity and the water supply. They built it for an ecosystem to be established there. So that was the purpose of the dam, not necessarily for to supply the electric for folks around there, but for the ecosystem.
Yeah. There was a little power grid there.
Yeah, small.
So this thing right here runs across a track.
There's tracks in the concrete.
And why do they take it across the dam?
We're thinking to open and close the gates.
Okay.
So you see where it's got tracks on each side?
Mm-hmm.
Like a railroad track.
Yeah.
Well, when you get out here, you'll see them big gate bumpers.
Bump. Speed bump. This is the view from the other side of the dam. So pretty.
Window down?
No, that's good. That's good like this. So they bring that thing all the way to these.
It'll go all the way around here. And these are the gates that open the water to let the water out the turbines. Thinking that's where they go. It goes out here. So maybe manually pick up the gates rather than those motors picking them up.
Oh, the gates are right here.
That's a gate. There's 4. I thought there was 3, but there's 4.
there were some other things while we were down. We went to Whitefish actually both times that we were there.
We are here at the Whitefish Mountain Resort. This is a ski resort. So in the summertime, they let you ride up to the top, and some kids, I call them kids, they're younger than me, take their bikes up and ride the slopes on their bicycles. We saw them do this also in Colorado. So we are going to head up the mountain in just a few minutes.
Still going, and they got a dog too.
This is almost
Are they walking?
It's
a long way to go.
That's a path that that's steep too. Look at how they're hiking. That's pretty steep right there.
I wouldn't
Going
be able
up.
to do that.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Man, their muscles. Look at the leg muscles on these people.
This is further up than I thought it was going to be.
It's quiet too.
It's definitely higher.
It's going down, don't
See,
See right here, there's snow on the slope.
now there's another one over there. Whether I guess that's what that is. There's all kinds of antennas, but look at how. Look at
And we are on top of the ski slopes. Well, it's a beautiful day on top of the mountain, and you can see the snow behind me that's melting. So this is some of the water that we see at the bottom pouring off the mountains. Pretty deep snow right here. We went to Whitefish with Don, Kathy, and Paul Knita. There was still lots of snow up on the
Quite a
mountain.
bit of snow, yeah.
And there's an area where, and I'll show you the photos, this area where we stood to take photos, and it was snow, and we stood out on the snow.
Right.
And so I'm thinking, this is just, you know,
I
ground.
think we all did.
This is just ground
With
that
snow
has
covered.
a little bit of snow on it. When we went back the second time with Joe and Anna, all that was gone, and it was just a deep slope. So actually what we were standing on was a big glacier of snow the first time. Pretty cool.
Quite a bit of snow, yeah.
Which, if you had looked at it from the other side, we should have walked down there. If you looked at it from the other side, it might have been kind of indented into the mountain, like you wouldn't want to walk right on the edge, in fear that it might break off. Anyway, so we went there twice. Here we go! Whee! Whoopee! So we've been on top of Whitefish Mountain, up on the ski slopes.
Yeah, and as far apart as we are today, you wouldn't think we were having a 45th anniversary.
But today is our 45th wedding anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah!
yeah.
We were riding one of these 45 years ago in the Smoky Mountains.
That's right. But this is completely different than the Smokies. You can see for miles and miles and miles.
So we've been looking at all of the white-capped mountains around. So today we're on one of those white-capped mountains. We're waving at Don and Kathy. They're in the gondola in front of us.
I think today they had a 30th anniversary walk. That's why we saw so many people climbing.
There's some over there. Way down there.
What?
Way down there. There's some in between those trees.
Some what?
Hikers.
Oh. Coming up that, well, yeah, they come up
Ooh,
that
it's
road.
cold. We're above the trees.
Paul and Canada is already went down.
You can see, well, you can see the wider ski slopes, but the narrow is for the bicycles. And they have those kind of turned up where they can take the curves faster, safer. And we're back for the second time. This time we're with our friends Joe and Anna. She calls him Joey, and she's actually
Jody.
Anna.
She
Joey
calls
and
him-
Anna.
She calls him Jody.
Jody and Anna. So we're with them today. They have a trike, so we're riding with them. Let me turn the camera real quick so you can see the bicycle track coming down. So they have the bicycle trails for the summertime, so you can ride the chairlift up and ride your bike down. So we saw some bikers going up just a few minutes ago.
We also saw a young lady done crash.
Yeah, she looked like she crashed big
She
time.
did crash.
She was all dusty and dirty. So we'll go to the top, we'll take some pictures, and not much for us old folks to do. We're not, I don't, there's people that hike up this mountain. I could not do that. There would be no way. But it is pretty to come up here and get a good view of the mountains from the top of Whitefish Mountain.
You can also see the Rockies, the Canadian.
Yeah, they say you can see the Canadian Rockies, so that's about 50 miles from here. So when you get to the
50
top,
miles.
you can see for miles and miles.
Who said it was 50 miles?
It's about 50 miles to Canada from here. Isn't it? I think so.
Pull your seat backwards, everybody. Pop that far up. Watch your heads.
Ask him.
What, old man?
No.
How was it, old man?
And then another thing that we did was we rode up to the Canadian border.
Yes, we did.
Took our pictures at the border,
We went with Don and Kathy and the Jeep.
and I'm sure we were being watched because there were cameras everywhere.
Or did we? No, we rode the truck.
No. We rode the trike.
We rode the truck. Take it back.
Yeah.
We rode the truck. Yeah.
So that was a good drive. We stopped at one of the little government parks there on the water. So we are here. We're about 10 or 15 miles from Canada, and we stopped at this lake, and it's so pretty. The water is so clear. It's almost like creek water in Tennessee. It's so clear. right here around the edge, or 25 foot out, you can see the bottom.
Yeah, stopped at a little town and had some pizza there. It was very good. Actually, the owners had established some sandwiches that was great, more variety. And it was a pretty neat little place.
We are eating here at the front porch. We're just about 8 miles from the Canadian border. We stopped in this little town, what's it called? Eureka. And we're at the front porch eating, and we had pizza. Ricky and I had chicken bacon ranch on fried bread, and then we got this huckleberry streusel. Let's say it. Huckleberry streusel fried bread, and it's cooked really brown, so it's crunchy, and it has powdered sugar on top, and the huckleberry jelly, huckleberry jam, huckleberry pie filling, I guess. It's really crunchy, but it's really good. Kathy agrees.
Absolutely excellent.
I love the huckleberry.
The locals say huckleberries make you regular.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. What'd you say, Tom?
Never fails.
No filter.
No, it's just expression on your face the way you said it, so I got it.
What do you say, Ricky?
I'm not believing
Okay. He said the huckleberries make you regular. So, Kathy's blushing. One day we rode over and met Jim and Kelly from Sweet Travels. We met them for lunch, us and Don and Kathy, and visited their Sky Rock resort where they have a lot there, and had a good visit with them. And we rode part of Lolo Pass. Well, one thing that we like to do when we're in a new area is ride around on the bike and see some of those roads that we want to avoid pulling our trailer. Some of these mountain roads you don't want to get on.
Yeah, well, if you know, even going out there, we made some choices that probably wasn't the shortest route, but it's probably a better route. So that's, you know, sometimes pulling a bigger rig, but some folks, I mean, you know, they just
Pull
them right on going. So yeah, that's okay. Whatever, you know, it's a choice. Everything in life's a choice. We make a choice. You know, sometimes they're the right choice, sometimes they're not the right choice, but still, it's a choice.
But we hope you've enjoyed today's video, just letting you see some of the other things that we did while we were there in Glacier. And we're moving on. In our next video, we'll be at Deer Lodge, Montana, where we're going to take you on some interesting things that we did there. And so we're running a little behind on our videos, but we do have a lot of good motorcycle riding in store for you. And just hope that you will like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our journey as Ricky and I are soaring together.